We have set up the client, which is our Linux machine. We have set up the server, which is the EC2 instance. We have also set up the KDC. The KDC is nothing but the Active Directory. The KDC contains authentication server and ticket granting server. The KDC knows the details of users like administrator and user. We have also set up the service server. In this case, it is the SQL server. Service server, that is the SQL server, is just the service which we want to access from our client using Kerberos Authentication. We want to map this SQL Server service with the example.com user, which is in KDC, that is Active Directory. Setspn is a command line utility which will be available to you if you have Active Directory domain services installed. We have to run this command to set SPN for the user. The service linked will be the SQL Server service. Before doing that, let's list all the SPNs for our user. There is none. Let me run this command. List again. So this will make Kerberos authentication work against the SQL Server service for this user. So we basically linked the user in the KDC with the service server. Let's start our demo. Run klist from the client. It says no credential cache found. If you have already authenticated using Kerberos, you would have this cache file generated. I forgot to mention one thing. As soon as you add SPN for a user, the delegation tab would appear. If you check the previous videos, you can see that this tab would be missing as SPN was not set for this user at that time. Now we have to check this. You can do this through a command. Let me close this. Run this command. Check the delegation tab again. It is updated. Close this. Install KRB5 user in the client. Done. Edit the KRB5 configuration file. Update this. Let me run kinit. So what I'm doing is I'm telling the KDC that I want to log in as the user with the username user. Sorry for the wrong name selection. It will act like this. You can either enter the full username with the command -c. Otherwise, if no usernames are mentioned, it will pick up the current username in the client and append the domain we mentioned in the Kerberos configuration file, that is example.com in this use case. So I have not mentioned any username with -c. So it has taken user as the username, and then it has got example.com from the configuration file. Let me cancel this. We can also run like this. Let's try with uppercase. Yeah, both will do the same thing. You have to enter the password. Before that, I'll cancel this again. Let me run klist again. We don't have any cache. Run this. Enter the password. This is the Windows password for the user. Now run klist. See, you have got something called KRBTGT, which is the ticket granting ticket. So we have done this. I've run kinit. So The client will send the username but not the password. What will happen is in the client side the password will be converted to a symmetric cipher key, and the server side, that is the KDC, will also have the symmetric cipher key uh, which is actually obtained from the password of the username. So the password will not be sent over internet. So the client will have symmetric cipher key in its own side, and the server will also have symmetric uh, cipher key with it. So this adds more security. So the next step is, after the server finds that the symmetric cipher key matches against the username, it will send a ticket granting ticket. Just don't get confused with the name. The ticket granting ticket is not generated and shared by the ticket granting server. It is actually generated by the authentication server. So we have to verify this ticket granting ticket against the ticket granting server in the next calls. Let me clear the cache file by running the kdestroy command. Run klist again. So the cache is clear.